REED-BBS, BBS. ARTUR, Beterbiev, 20-0, 20 KOs versus DMITRY, Bivol, 23-0, 12 KOs. They calling it the 4-crown showdown for the undisputed, undefeated light heavyweight championship of the world. Now, as an aside, that poster, shit, graphically, this is one of the doper fight posters I've ever seen. It's so beautiful. It's so lovely. It's so appropriate. Don't you agree? It's so beautiful. Beterbiev Bivol was originally scheduled for June 1st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, rescheduled for October 12th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. WBO, WBC, and IBF light heavyweight champion ARTUR Beterbiev ruptured his meniscus during training, postponing his bout against WBA light heavyweight titleist DMITRY Bivol. Now, Beterbiev, man, he's 39, he's pushing 40, he's turning that corner. He's on his way, one-way trip to 40 and shit. He's now had five bouts canceled since March of 2020. And he's had 4 of his last 6 fights, including Bivol. 4 of his last 6 fights have gone through 5 separate health-related postponements. 5 bouts canceled since 2020. 4 of the last 6 have gone through 5 separate health-related issues. And frankly, that concerns the shit out of me. Beterbiev is a tough, hard man. He's a hard man. I've referred to him as Brick Beterbiev. You know what I'm saying? Are the bricks being chipped away at? Is he deteriorating? I mean, this injury history is concerning. Now, I've also referred to Beterbiev opponents, all 20 of them, all KO'd. I've referred to them as worser Biv. You can't have good without bad, right? You can't have tall without short. You can't have skinny without fat. Well, better or worse, Beterbiev, worser Biv. I said what I said. But again, age, injuries, and Beterbiev's physical, he's a real physical fighter. He bleeds and he gets hit. His body's breaking down and shit. Is all of that catching up with him? Or has it already caught up with him? Is that what we're witnessing? Bivol, a very young, spry 33. He's the last legitimate threat that Canelo Alvarez has dared to face in a boxing ring. But that's a whole nother topic. The whole Russian-Ukrainian war and the WBC's ban on Russian fighters, that's what stalled the Beterbiev fight somewhat. The WBC was on their high horse, like they deserve to be, whatever. But yeah, so they had a ban on Russian fighters. That stalled this fight a bit. And it never made sense to me to punish Russian civilians for the acts and deeds of Russian soldiers and government. They're not the ones over there in these planes bombing these areas and shit. Like, come on now. Similar to Olympic boycotts, where you're punishing athletes who trained and dedicated their entire lives to that one event, only to have some political upheaval piss on the parade. I'm getting off on a tangent. I digress. Initially, I predicted for this fight, Beterbiev Bivol, I predicted Bivol to get out to a faster, a fresher start, to have a lead in the fight. But I predicted Beterbiev to wear him down, to chip away and stop Bivol late. Stylistically, the elements are there, boxer versus puncher. Not exactly, but somewhat similar and reminiscent to what a Tank versus Shakur may look like on the surface, like a boxer-puncher type of fight. KO artist versus cutie. Now, before y'all beat up the analogy, of course, Tank doesn't fight in the perpetually grueling manner that Beterbiev does. And even with a non-threatening KO percentage, Beterbiev is a much better puncher than Shakur is. So I'm not directly comparing the fights, other than in a boxer-puncher, KO artist versus cutie capacity. But with that established, I would pick Shakur to beat Tank, and I'm still leaning towards my prediction of Beterbiev over Bivol. For now. This quote sums it up for me about Beterbiev. And I quote, Beterbiev is getting older and he works out hard. He does a lot of weights, so maybe that's what is slowing him down. His chances of beating Bivol are getting slimmer and slimmer. That was from David Benavidez, El Monstro. And I can't disagree with a word of it. So yeah, it's concerning, man. I mean, Beterbiev, he's a brick shithouse, as we say. Shithouse, a brick shithouse, as we say. Twirling a fucking 45-pound weight, the weightlifting bar, just twirling that shit like a baton. Like, who the fuck does that? You know what I'm saying? Brick Beterbiev, that's who. He does that. Is time chipping away at those bricks? That's the question. Will it compromise this fight? Can he beat Bivol? Will Beterbiev come to regret not facing Bivol sooner rather than later? Subscribe, comment. Remember, sharing is caring. Love, tap, and or bitch slap that like button for you, boy. Shout out to Coach Jamal and the homies at the Louisville boxing team. Shout out to O and T Reezy and the rest of Loyalty Boxing Fitness. Shout out to the Breaths of Boxing. And of course, shout out to the homies at FightBeat.com. Can you step to this? REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.